you've kept a lot of your love for Northern Ireland in not only working here, but being a patron for NIPANC. Tell me a little bit more about that, because that's not just being a patron of a charity, because it's raising awareness for cancer research, but it affects you personally. And you've been the patron for around 2 years now, since 2018 with your dad.
Exactly right. Yeah, 2 years. Yeah, I think it was August of 2018. Yeah, I was a patron of a charity before in Northern Ireland called Tiny Life, which my dad had started and was president of for like 20 odd years. And then when that came to an end, I sort of wanted to put my name into something that had a more personal, impact on my life, and NIPANC was exactly that. It's raising awareness for pancreatic cancer in Northern Ireland and beyond. And I lost my mother when I was 16 to pancreatic cancer, and it is one of those cancers, sadly, that is very hard to treat. But if it's getting better, and with the likes of NIPANC and other associated charities trying to raise more awareness and catch it earlier, and it gives you some more hope. But the death rate with it is unacceptably high, and I mean, over 250 people in Northern Ireland alone die from pancreatic cancer every year. It's a pretty big number when you consider how few people live in that country. So I'm all for trying to raise awareness for it and do my bit to spread the knowledge of it, because it's one of the cancers that isn't talked about that much. Do you know what I mean? But it's one of the deadliest. So,
do you think with your profile it'll help spread that awareness with potential things that you can do in the future, and not only because of your high profile, but because it means so much to you? You're gonna make sure that, I don't know if the word success is the right phrase, but you'll make sure that you can raise as much awareness as you possibly could. Because reading up on a lot of the stuff that you'd said about it, you'd mentioned a quote along the lines of, in everything you have, there's hope. And I think that's paramount when it comes to something so sincere as this.
And that's huge, and we all sort of need hope, and whether you're religious or not, I'm not, but a lot of people are, and they have a lot of faith, and I think hope's just another sort of version of that. And you without it, we're not in great shape, and my hope is that we can, raise as much awareness as possible and sort of trigger people into understanding this illness more, and because the effects of it are devastating. So whatever I can do to help that and spread the word, I will do it. COVID-19 hasn't been ideal for that. Any sort of fundraising that NIPANC had planned has sort of had to be cancelled or postponed. And listen, it's the same. Charities are really struggling as a result of this pandemic. So they struggle anyway. Small charities struggle, anyway. So this has been a bit of a nightmare for all of them. So I think it puts more impetus on when things get back up to normal again, trying to put more energy into it and try to raise awareness even more than you were before, because they're sort of catching up to do.
I think it says a lot about you as a human, not only as Jamie Dornan, but that you've made time available for something like this, because a lot of people in your position don't have that time. I guess things for the charity can only get better. In the space of 2 years, you've raised a lot of awareness, but when things start to get back to normal, there's opportunity to do more things to raise awareness across Northern Ireland and maybe the rest of the UK as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's where I just hope that I can help a wee bit, and I'm try to come up with ideas myself or put heads together and kind of come up with ways of making money, and being able to put money into research and trying to catch this disease earlier, and there's unique ways of doing that. There's fun ways of doing that. There's great ways of doing that online anyway, and I think NIPANC have been doing that and trying to make as much money in given the circumstances that we're in, but definitely if you can have some big like fundraising events where I can show my face and hopefully maybe even talk a couple other well-known people into turning up and doing helping raise awareness, and it's only a good thing. So we'll work on trying to make that happen now.
Must be lovely that your dad's involved with you as well as a patron.
Yeah, absolutely. We he lost his wife, I lost my mum, so we're families, my dad, like, so we are very much in it together. We've shared our grief together. It's losing mum was something that has had unimaginable effect on my family, so to be able to sort of stand side by side with dad and be proud of the fact that we're helping raise the profile of people knowing about this illness, and it's sort of a lovely thing. I mean, it's a bittersweet thing considering the circumstances that bring us to this point, but it's still a nice thing to be able to do with my dad. Yeah.
You must enjoy seeing the people at the charity and those obviously with the condition, be it on a video call or when you go to see them. And does it change your outlook on life and realize that you're making a bit of a difference to someone who's in a sort of worse off position?
Yeah, I mean, I guess a bit. I mean, if you're ever speaking to people who are affected by something like pancreatic cancer, there's not one part of me, and I hope there's not one part of me at any point thinks that I'm in any sort of a different position by the fact that some people know me because I play dress up for a living. At the end of the day, I'm someone who was affected massively by this illness, and if I'm talking to someone else who's been affected massively, we're the same. We're one and the same. We're both. It's a shared experience, and I can only talk to those people about it not as like some actor with a profile, but as someone who has also had their life rattled by this tragic event. And if you can put a smile on people's face, or people get a kick out of the fact that I do have that profile and whatever, then that's only a good thing, I guess. But in terms of changing my attitude, I mean, I because I lost my mum young, and I had experienced some other tragedy early on in my life when I was a teenager. I feel like I don't need anything else to tell me that like we're only passing through, and you've got to grab it by the scruff of the neck and have a good run with it, and make the most of it, and try to achieve everything you want to achieve, and have loads of fun along the way, because we're just passing through, and like I try to pass that on to my kids now too, and make the most of every day if you can, as best as you can, hurl yourself at the world, because we only get one shot at this.